What's happening, everyone? John Hendricks here, coming at you with another episode of The Drive, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. It's early. We've been off for a mini buy too a little bit, as like the team. So sorry about that. Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Saints Wednesday. First time we get to look at them after their mini buy as well. And so, uh, you know, let's start with the biggest news I think of the day is the fact that Dennis Allen on the Wednesday press conference call had mentioned that that Andy Dalton is going to be the starter for this team. So that's a big one, right? I think when you look at how the things are shaping up, both quarterbacks right now are healthy, but Dennis Allen saying that he's going to keep things going with Andy Dalton because of the offensive performance. Says he's not going to try to upset the apple cart. All these different types of things and sayings, if you will, and I think there's some truth to it. The offense has been doing well with Andy overall. Aside the turnovers, that's been the biggest criticism, obviously, for the Saints offense, and they're going to need to figure things out. I mean, they got to win, right? This is a situation where, yeah, you're one game out, but you lose this next game against the Raiders, things get really, really uncomfortable. And look, the locker room is very tight knit. Talking with guys this week and just so far this week, and Alvin Kamara doing what he did and talking in the locker room afterwards and just kind of talking to the team. It seems like the message has hit home for a lot of players. Demario Davis had talked about it on Monday. And so turning to Andy Dalton, look, they have a kind of a formula and identity, if you will, established where they're running the football really well. Andres Pete, chest injury, he was back at practice today, so that's a good sign for him and potentially his availability. But look, this is going to be one of the most scrutinized or one of the biggest moves that Dennis Allen makes in his very first year as Saints head coach. This is either going to work or it's going to backfire. I mean, there's just no happy medium, and so with it, right now it's Andy's team and they're going to rally behind him and they're going to support him. Jameis Winston is going to be a good teammate, support him as always and such. And so it's going to look a little bit different. But look, if it gets wins, nobody's going to care, right? And the only thing that's on this team's mind right now is the Raiders in a few days. Looking at the injury report, look, we got to see Michael Thomas at practice only for a brief moment. And again, we kind of explained it to you on the drive where we get like maybe 20 to 25 minutes of an open portion of practice to view, take attendance, check things out right there. And then Thomas was there at the beginning of it, but wasn't participating in the stretch period or any of the drills and stuff like that. So, what I can tell you is that he had his helmet on, he had his pads on. So that's a good start. Dennis Allen had said that this team was supposed to get a little bit healthier. Still missing your big four. Michael Thomas is officially listed as a did not participate or practice on Wednesday. Marshawn Lattimore still not there, abdomen injury. That's something that we'll have to keep an eye on. And at this point, I feel like that might be a little bit more important getting him back for the defense than getting Michael Thomas back on the other side because the Saints have been able to move the football. They need Marshawn Lattimore back big time. Still no Jarvis Landry, still dealing with that ankle injury. Again, we talked about it. I said it a couple weeks here on the drive, kind of talking a little bit about that. So check back some of those past episodes and get a little bit more insight on what's going on with Jarvis Landry. And then as far as, just kind of the other one would be Adam Troutman with the ankle injury. Saw him in the locker room, again, maybe a cause to be a little bit more optimistic there than what we think we believe and such, but other than that, I think the health is trending up a little bit for this team. Peyton Turner's finally a full go. Hopefully that can help some of the things in the pass rush, just defense overall. It's kind of had a struggling, second year, but that's another one to keep an eye on. And, just overall, Paulson Debo has been dealing with a knee injury, got hurt against Seattle, and just kind of been going from there. And so getting him back will go a long way. We expect to see Alontae Taylor a good bit in this next game, regardless of how things go, because they put Bradley Orobi on IR with that ankle foot injury. So we'll obviously keep an eye on that as well. But look, first injury report, we've seen Michael Thomas. That's a good step in the right direction. Andy Dalton's definitely starting on Sunday. That we know for sure. We'll have to fill in all the other blanks from there, who's going to be available and such. We'll get another look at the team on Thursday, as always, and on Friday, where it's the big one. And as always, stay tuned to Boot Crew Media for the latest and greatest. And don't forget to check out DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the code BOOT, BOOT, and put down a $5 bet on your favorite team. Pels are pretty hot right now, but you'll get $200 in free bets just for new users and such. So be sure to take advantage of that right now. Use the code BOOT, BOOT. And then obviously just remember to be responsible when you're gambling and such. If you are one of the states has that available. I'm John Hendricks for Boot Crew Media. Again, coming at you with another episode of The Drive. We'll talk at you again on Thursday and Friday. Thanks.